The 13th Amendment to the Constitution of Sri Lanka was an outcome of the India-Sri Lanka Peace Accord of July 1987, signed by then Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi and then Sri Lankan President J.R. Jayawardena. It was an attempt to resolve Sri Lanka's ethnic conflict and led to the creation of provincial councils. It assured a power-sharing arrangements, and there continues to be a discord over the non-provisions of certain powers to the provincial councils. None of the provincial councils in Sri Lanka are in operation, and the powers of these provincial councils are exercised by the governors appointed by the President. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution was a matter discussed during President Ranil Wickremesinghe's visit to India last week. President Wickremesinghe said a decision can be reached on the powers if all parties are in agreement.
We hope that the Sri Lankan government will fulfill the aspirations of the Tamils. It will carry forward the process of reconstruction for equality, justice and peace. It will fulfill its commitment to implement the 13th Amendment and hold provincial council elections and the Tamil community of Sri Lanka to live with respect and dignity.
I also shared with him the comprehensive proposal I presented this week for furthering reconciliation, power sharing through devolution, and the multiple elements of the Northern Development Plan. I have invited all party leaders in Parliament to work towards consensus and national unity on these measures. Thereafter, the government will place relevant legislation before Parliament.
Following his return to Sri Lanka, President Ranil Wickremesinghe called for an all-party meeting in Colombo to discuss national reconciliation. The meeting will take place on Wednesday at the President's office.
No proposal will be implemented by force unless there is a majority consent. As a first step, all political party leaders have been invited for a meeting. After the deliberations are made at this meeting and by the Parliament, a decision will be made. No premature decisions will be reached.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said he would attend the meeting on behalf of the people, but would not fall prey to political schemes.
The 134 MPs who voted to elect this president share different views. We would like to convey to the government that it should first focus on internal unity before calling for meetings. We will attend this meeting on behalf of the people. However, if we feel these talks are of no use to the country, and if we feel that this is yet another political scheme, we will step away from these talks.
Tamil political parties in Sri Lanka are sharing different views of the all-party conference. Leader of the Tamil National Alliance, R. Sampanthan, told Newsfirst that he would attend the meeting on Wednesday. However, leader of the Tamil National People's Front, Gajendra Kumar Ponnambalam, said he would boycott the meeting.
We do not believe the 13th Amendment to the Constitution will solve the issues of the Tamil people. When they met the last time, the President said all powers can be provided, minus police powers. It was reported that the political groups rejected it. It is wrong to even attend the meeting. This is an attempt to portray to the world that the issue of the Tamil people will be solved, but it is just a lie. The 13th Amendment is a constitutional matter. India needs to understand whether this will be implemented even after 8 presidents have been elected. They would say 13 plus or 13 minus. Parliamentary approval is not necessary to implement this. There is no requirement to consult the legislature on police powers. You need to consult Parliament when you need to remove something or to add something new.
Port City.
We maintained our stance that the 13th Amendment must be implemented. However, we expressed our desire to further discuss it. When constitutional amendments were made in 2015 and 2019, we stressed on the land and police powers, adding that it needed to be done carefully. We will join the all-party meeting on the 26th of July as the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. This meeting should have been called for much earlier. It took a year for Ranil Wickremesinghe to call for an all-party meeting.
The National Freedom Front, a faction that broke away from the ruling Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, announced its position.
මේ රටේ මිනිස්සු කිසිසේත්ම ජනාධිපතිවරයාට ජනවරමක් දීලත් නැහැ.
The people of this country did not give the president the mandate, and neither are they ready to fully implement the 13th Amendment. The biggest issue the people have now is to live in this economic crisis. Thus, as a society, we should give priority to the economic crisis and how we can save this country from bankruptcy and bring normalcy back to the lives of the people. We do not believe that devolution will lead to reconciliation. Reconciliation comes from the hearts of the people.
සංඉන්දියාව ඇති කරන්න පුළුවන් මිනිසුන්ගේ හදවත්වල.
The Jatika Janabala Vegya has decided to boycott the all-party conference, noting that the president has failed to fulfill the promises made so far with regard to the national issue.
இன்றைக்கு இந்த ரணில் விக்ரமசிங்க மீண்டும்
He goes to India and says that the issue of the Tamil people will be solved. However, during the commemoration organized by the Socialist Youth Union on Black July, thugs were deployed. Tamil political parties need to think about this. If there is genuine intention to solve this, why can't people light lamps, and why were thugs deployed? Ranil is simply playing a game with this all-party meeting.
வைத்து கொளுத்திய நபர் வேறு யாருமல்ல இந்ததாக ரணில் விக்ரமசிங்க அவருடைய சித்து விளையாட்டுக்களை காணக்கூடியதாகவும் இருக்கின்றது.
Several agreements were signed during President Vikram Singha's official visit to India. It included an MOU for economic development of projects in the Trincomalee district. Among these are multiple development projects, including the Trincomalee Port and Oil Tank Complex. Proposals have been made regarding the expansion of the road between the Trincomalee and Colombo ports, the construction of an oil pipeline and a bridge connecting the two countries.
Democracy can be seen only if matters regarding the Trincomalee district are discussed with parliamentarians of the north and eastern provinces prior to the signing. These matters need to be discussed with the people of those areas as well. However, we can see that the president has selfishly taken those decisions.
This was the response of the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
During the government of good governance, an agreement has been reached with Surbana Jurong in Singapore to develop a major area of the Trincomalee district in separate zones. That agreement cited industrial zones, petroleum refinery zones and renewable energy zones. We need to identify those zones. Thereafter, if India has an interest in certain sectors, both sides can form a joint working plan and discuss what can be done together. We reached such an MOU. They are interested in renewable energy port development, petroleum among others. If we agree, we can work together on that.
වගේ කරුණු රාශියක් තමයි ඒ අවබෝධ ගිවිසුම් වල තියෙන්නේ. අපි එකඟ වුණොත් ඉදිරියට එකට වැඩ කරන්නට කටයුතු කළ යුතුයි කියලා.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs said that the next presidential candidate will be Ranil Wickremesinghe.
ඔබේ ස්ථාවරයේමද ශ්‍රී ලංකා පොදු ජන පෙරමුණත් ඉන්නේ. කියන්නේ ජනාධිපතිතුමාට ඉදිරි ජනාධිපතිවරණයේදී අපේක්ෂකයෙක් විදිහට ඉදිරිපත්
වුණා. මම දැක්කා එම ස්ථාවරයේ එහෙම නැහැ කියලා කිව්වා.
I saw some saying that it is not the stance. The party secretary said no decision was made. However, my view is that we need to select a person from those who are available. We need a person who can solve the economic crisis and with a political vision and good international relations. If there is someone else, it is good. But more than an individual, we need to take the program forward.
පුද්ගලයෙකුට වඩා ඉතින් මේ වෙලාවේ මේ වැඩපිළිවෙල ඉදිරියට ගෙන යාම සඳහා කවුද ඉන්නේ?